late night PsyOp. Come down.
You've been duped. You've been duped.
And there's nothing you can do.
Late night PsyOp. The PsyOp don't stop. Don't get triggered like a little bitch.
Yo, I don't know if you can hear me. This shit's always fucking up. Like dude had his live stream earlier, and I was saying, yeah, I seen an orb. I seen a video of an orb, and I have the video somewhere. There's not much to really see because this isn't bullshit. This ain't AI. This isn't no Photoshop shit. This is real shit. I taped this. All right, let me fix it. 2 years ago. On Father's Day, we were swimming in my mom's pool. I got out, got my iPhone, and then later on I reported it to the UFO Center in Washington. And that guy is a dick, and he said, I don't see shit, and it's a hoax. You can see my arrow, right? I put it so there's like a circle. So anyway, you can barely see. It's like this dot. I was gonna report. These are the power lines behind my mom's house, right? And went to their website, to the forum, and you know, it looks like it's just right there, right? But actually, it's maybe fucking miles away. I don't remember. When it was over the pad, I just gave up on it. Like almost over my mom's house, and it was pretty huge. Channel, and then I tried to hit up like those big UFO channels, like. It's like hard to remember, you know what I mean? It's just like it happened so quick and it was so unexpected. Everyone saw it though. 2 years ago. It was just a fucking orb, and it would go back and forth. It was silver, but then it turned like bluish, reddish. Like when it got farther away, it turned like different colors. I reported it to the UFO Center in Washington. Yeah, I'll zoom in. It kind of sucks. That guy is a dick, and he said, I don't see shit, and it's a hoax. So anyway, I was gonna report it also to MUFON.
So
And
I don't know what the fuck it
went to
was.
their
It wasn't no
website, to
craft.
the
It wasn't
forum,
like
and it was a major hassle. I think I called them.
it wasn't a beam,
I don't know.
but
I don't remember.
it was
I
like moving around all fast.
gave
It
up
was
on
something.
it.
It was a physical.
And that's why I started
fucking something. I don't know what the fuck
a channel.
it was.
And then I tried
And then
to
I
hit
saw
up, like,
videos
those big
of
UFO channels,
shit
like
that looked just like it,
Third
like in
Phase,
Colorado.
I forget
And
the other ones,
since
but they're all bullshit.
I've seen
I taped
videos
this
that looked similar to it, so I don't know what
2
the fuck
years
it
ago.
was. It had a weird haze around
On
it.
Father's Day, we were swimming in my mom's pool.
Um,
I got out, got my iPhone.
like, dude, I don't know, man.
And then,
like, maybe it's
Later on, I reported it to the UFO Center in Washington. And
I don't know.
That guy
It seemed to go.
is a dick. And
Like,
he said, I don't see shit.
It seemed to
and
kind
it's
of
a hoax."
disappear for a second and then
So-
come back. But I don't know. It was just
So
really
anyway,
far away.
I was
know,
going to
some weird
report
shit,
it
man.
also to MUFON.
But it wasn't
and
no UFO. It
Went to their
wasn't,
website, to the
and it was-
forum,
it
and
didn't-
it was a major hassle.
It was just
I
like
think I called
hovering
them,
around.
maybe.
And it
I don't know.
went
I
over
don't
here and
remember.
hovered
I
over
just-
there. It had
just
no
gave up on it.
direction.
And
It would
that's
go
why
in
I
any
started
direction.
a channel.
But yeah, that's it.
And then I tried to
let me
hit
see
up
if I got
like
another
those big UFO
video
channels
of it
like
somewhere.
Third Phase, or I forget the other ones, but they're all bullshit.
I think I have the
taped
original
this
somewhere. Hold on.
2 years ago. On Father's Day, we were swimming in my mom's pool. I got out, got my iPhone, and then later on, I reported it to the UFO Center in Washington. And that guy is a
Fuck.
dick. And he said, I don't see shit, and it's a
there it is.
hoax.
It probably had some weird sound because I didn't mute it till right now. But yeah, let me see if I have a better copy of it. The original. Pretty sure I have the original. Alright, found it. Here's the original. And then I'll oh wait, I gotta flip it. Shit. Let me see. Transform, rotate 90. Now, okay, yeah. So see it? Wait. See that shit? Let me zoom in. Fuck. This is, okay, I don't know. I don't know. Because I had originally took 4 videos, so this one's a little different. But it's just, there it is right there. And it's way far. It looks like it's right there. It looks like it's right above the wires, but dude, it's miles away. And that's what doesn't really show in this video, that it's so far away. And I have another video, like a side-by-side, one where I change the color. And of the 4 original videos, I think I lost 2 of them. Alright, so I'll pull up the other one. This will probably be crooked. Let me see. Alright, let me I think I made it upside down. Hold on. See, it's so faint right here, you can't even see it. over here, you can see it right there. So anyway, I sent this video to the UFO reporting fucking place in Washington. I got a hold of this guy, the guy that's been on Art Bell or on Coast to Coast AM, and he was asshole. He was like, man, this is a hoax, man. What the hell is this? I'm like, dude, I just sent you the video from my iPhone, and he was just being a bitch, so I just hung up on his ass. And then I tried to send the same footage to MUFON, and it's like, dude, you got to fill out all these forms and write an essay and fucking. I was like, fuck this, man. But I think I left a message with MUFON, and they never got back to me. And then this dude was a total gatekeeper. He was a total, like, that's when I realized, man, this shit is, because I was just getting into Flat Earth at this time. I had known about it for like a year, but this is like 2016. Then I was like, man, fucking, this UFO shit is some bullshit, you know? I was really invested in that shit, man. Like heavy. Okay, here's the last video I have. I think it's the same one. It's just different coloring. Yeah, you can't really see shit. I think it's the same as that last one. Yeah, fuck it. Piss on it. I'm gonna remove this fucking shit. Anyway. Once I realized UFOs is bullshit, it all made fucking sense, you know. And they're missing time or some fucking bullshit story, but they don't remember anything, so then they hypnotized them. So then she came up with this whole story, and dude, the story is fucking nonsense. She's talking about having a syringe in her belly. She's talking about she was talking with the aliens and looking at some map. Here, I'll play a little bit of it.
Red light on each side. Now Barney decided to get out and try to identify this craft. And he saw a group of human-like figures standing in the window looking down at him. And he had the feeling that he was being told to keep looking, don't be afraid, no harm's going to come to you. And at that point, the craft started to descend. Barney was filled with fear, thinking he was going to be captured. He ran back to the car, and we took off speeding down the highway. We heard a series of beeping sounds. And a few miles beyond this, we heard a second series of beeping sounds. Now later, in our investigation of this, we began to realize that we could not remember what had happened between the two series of beeping sounds.
When the story leaked out, an eminent psychologist placed Betty and Barney into deep hypnosis.
The hypnosis proved that Barney
Eminent.
and I had been captured and taken on board a UFO. After the first series of beeping sounds, we were speeding down the highway. Barney left the main highway onto a side road, and then a sudden left-hand turn onto a very narrow woods road. The beings whom he had seen on board the craft were now standing in the middle of this road. And the car motor stalled. Barney was trying to start the car. It wouldn't start. They separated, came up, and took us out of the car in two groups. They took us to a path in the woods to where the craft was on the ground. Took us on board, took us into separate rooms, gave us physical examinations. And during this examination, we learned they had put a cup-like instrument on Barney's abdomen.
I mean, what probably happened is, like, the government fucking did this. The government, if it even happened at all, right? The government probably took them somewhere and fucked with their heads and shit.
Now, later, when we returned home, Barney developed a pattern of warts in a perfect circle. And we never knew until the hypnosis that that was the spot where this cup-like instrument
Or they were doing experiments on him. Fuck.
was put onto him.
Well, you're one of the few people to have met aliens. What do they look like?
They all had very, very large eyes, very small nose, thin slit for a mouth, no hair, no eyebrows, eyelashes, and no this part of the ear that we could see. We did not notice teeth. In fact, when Barney was lying on the table looking up, one of them appeared to have sort of a membrane which fluttered behind his lips. It looked like a thin-skinned.
But it's not an exclusive American right.
There's got to be more to the story. Let me see. Oh, fuck. JFK. Oh, shit. Yeah, Jimmy Carter said he saw a UFO. So when I was a little man, everyone believed in UFOs in the late 70s, early 80s. And then seemed like mid 80s, everyone's like, it's a bunch of bullshit. Because nothing ever happened. They kept telling us, it's gonna come out. Close Encounters came out. It looked like everything was gonna come out, but they just kept, like they're doing today, like, 2 more weeks. Fucking bullshit. Project Bluebeam is in 2 more weeks. Fucking that shit ain't gonna happen.
An area about 3/4 of a mile long and several hundred feet wide. So we proceeded to pick up the parts. A lot of it had a lot of little members with symbols that, to me, I call them hieroglyphics because I could not interpret them, could not be read. They were just like symbols of something that meant something. These little members could not be broken, could not be burned. I even tried to burn that, would not burn. See, that stuff weighs nothing.
Alright, now maybe he is full of shit. Like, why would you try to burn it, dude? You got this evidence. Why would you try to burn it? I don't know about this dude's story now. Never mind. It's a total PsyOp.
It's not any thicker than tinfoil in a pack of cigarettes. Says, I tried to bend this stuff. Says, it will not bend. Says, we did all we could to bend it. It would not bend. Says, we even tried making a dent in it with a 16-pound sledgehammer. He says, still no dent in it.
Oh.
Did he see it, or it seemed like he was talking about someone else telling him a story. So I don't know that he even saw that shit. But supposedly he took that shit to his son, who saw that shit.
Woman working in a radio station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, started to transmit on a news wire the story of Major Marcel's recovery of a crashed flying saucer. The FBI interrupted that communication with the statement, "Do not continue this transmission." An official Army press release was put out announcing the capture of portions of a flying saucer.
Yeah, this shit is a total PsyOp, dude. Why would they release that shit? And the FBI is like, nah, man, this shit is a fucking setup.
Major Marcel escorted the wreckage on a B-29 to Carswell Air Force Base. The press was waiting for him, but he was told not to say anything by his commander, General Ramey.
The newsman saw very little.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if Betty and Barney Hill are on this one. They're like yep, there she is.
Away to their New Hampshire home from Montreal.
Suddenly, we began to see a strange...
Keys Air Force Base. For fear of ridicule, they left out their observation of alien beings. During the next 2 years, Betty Hill was haunted by nightmares, and Barney developed a debilitating ulcer. Fearing that the ulcer and nightmares were rooted in the 2 hours of lost time, the Hills sought the help of Dr. Benjamin Simon,
Benjamin Simon. Fucking PsyOp. He ran a PsyOp on him. He hypnotized him. Dr. Simon.
Sessions with each of the hills separately. He would induce amnesia in each of the hills after every session to make sure they couldn't discuss or exchange information about what they remembered. After 3 months, a clear picture of their abduction emerged.
Or was he implanting memories?
And Barney's ulcer had been cured. At that point, Dr. Simon played for them a composite tape of all of the sessions, and the hills found out the truth about the 2 missing hours.
It was at this point the beings that had been on the craft were now standing in the middle of the road, a dirt road, blocking our way. The car motor stalled.
He could have totally coached them to say some shit and then erased that part of the tape and then just played to him the parts where she's recalling the stuff or he's recalling stuff. This shit is trash.
They separated, came up on each side, took us out of the car, and at that point, I realized that they undoubtedly planned to take us on board. And that even increased my fears. So that actually, by the time we had arrived at the craft, I was fighting. I was in a panic.
Sure you were.
They just held me.
After Mrs. Hill's examination by the aliens had been completed, she had an opportunity to speak with the leader of the aliens.
When I asked the leader where he was from, I said, I know you're not from this planet.
I know you're not from this planet. Sure.
And this is when I saw the star map.
Aw, shit. The star map story is such complete bullshit.
It looked almost like I was looking out a window. It had dimension to it. It was about 3 or 4 feet long and about 2 feet high. There were all these balls of light in it. And the leader explained to me that the heavy lines were places they go all the time or frequently. The broken lines were expeditions. He asked me if I knew.
Expeditions. This dude's just gonna break it all down to her. These fools are like experimenting on him, but then he's just like, all right, let me just break it down to you. This is what we're doing right here. Fucking nonsense.
Where I was on the map. I told him no, that I knew nothing about astronomy.
And he was like, I know, bitch.
And so he said if I did not know where I was on the map, then there was no point of trying to explain it to me.
Why was he even talking to you at all? There's no point in even talking to you. You're a fucking moron. This story is full of many holes.
I just didn't have the necessary knowledge.
You got no
Betty
knowledge.
drew the star map she had seen on board the spacecraft, and it appeared in her book. Because there was no indication of which star was the sun, the best way that this map could be interpreted would be to build a large, 3-dimensional model of the sun and all the stars near the sun. The one person who decided to take on this difficult task was Marjorie Fish.
Here's where the story gets even more bullshit. Bullshit on top of bullshit. Look at this crazy lesbian.
When I first started, I expected to find many similar patterns to Betty's drawing.
But exactly the opposite happened. Because of the peculiar spacing of the stars near the sun, it was impossible for Marjorie Fish to find a match of more than 4 or 5 of the 12 patterned stars in the star map. Then she began to focus on the stars that were most like the sun and most likely to have planets and life.
Finally, only the very best stars for life were left. And when that happened, I had a 9-point match.
In 1969, a new star catalog came out.
Dude, this story is so full of fucking bullshit.
Giving more accurate distances between stars. Marjorie made a new model based on those distances and disregarded all stars except the ones most likely to have planets and life.
The whole pattern stood out, including 3 background stars. Now, this was a very, very exciting thing for me.
I bet you're getting a lot of money for this dumb shit. Fuck. People believe this. I was into it when I was little.
15-point match achieved by Marjorie Fish of the Betty Hill star map is unique and goes far beyond the laws of chance.
Despite the fact that Marjorie Fish tried thousands of different combinations.
Then this dude co-signs it. He's like, yeah, this all makes sense. He's a nuclear physicist, UFO expert, right? This all makes sense. It makes perfect. He fucking rubber stamped it. He's like, this is legit. She's like a star expert. And she fucking figured it out. Yeah. There's hypnotism. There's this star map bullshit, and then this guy's like, yep, it's all 100%
of stars to try to match Betty's pattern. She was able to find one and only one pattern that matched angle for angle, line length for line length, what Betty had drawn.
So this chick, just her memory, because she was hypnotized, her memory is so fucking good, she could just draw this perfect map, and then this other broad's like, okay, yeah, it's totally Zeta Reticula. Fuck.
The star pattern makes sense from nearest star to nearest star to nearest star. The sun is part of the pattern. Quite remarkably, every one of the stars in the pattern is the right kind for planets and life. And all of the right kind of stars for planets and life in this volume of space are part of the pattern. The chance of that happening by accident, all the right kind and only the right kind for pattern stars, is 1 in several thousand.
Yeah. Fucking nonsense.
It's very interesting what happens, but I'll quit the yap. This begins with the disturbing account of a single man who, in the wake of the gate and the emails breaking, decided to take it upon himself to pry open the case a bit further for us to see what we could get at. And while poking around the Comet Pizza website, he stumbled into what essentially amounts to the back rooms. It was this bizarre webpage that had a chart which listed a series of files, their sizes most of which appear to be very large, video size large, the date, the tag, a section to input the DL key or download key I presume, and a button to download. Now, as you can see from the screen, this technically inclined individual has uncovered a members private area on the Comet Ping Pong site, and in no world should there even be a private members area on a pizza website. But brushing that aside for a moment, the notion that there are dozens of encrypted video-sized files hosted on the Comet Pizza Ping Pong website makes no sense. And rather humorously, I heard one individual try and write it away as security camera footage, but 1, then it would have been labeled for the camera and the date, and 2, it wouldn't be hosted on the website with encryption keys. That's so silly. So what else could be going on here then? Except the absolute worst things possible, and much like Epstein, everything that is alleged to have gone on is being recorded and perhaps is even out there to be downloaded by those in the know for their viewing pleasure. Furthermore, the site is /was evidently being monitored because the following day the password was changed and new obstacles were placed to prevent anyone from seeing this. So for us today, the site's page no longer exists when you look up Comet Pizza online, and when you look at the Wayback Machine, the best we can get is a password protected page. This one, as far as we are aware, we can't even find today. All of this to say that someone is clearly actively involved to keep this hidden. For now, though, we have to take a different turn, so please keep this server and this strange, bizarre, download-filled website in mind. I'm gonna have to cliffhanger you.
Hold on. Check this out. This is episode 1.
Everything in the sky is round, you fool! Sorry, Globehead. Your fallacies don't affect me.
But, and then I made another one. Hold up.
You can clearly see the boat disappear beyond the horizon due to the Earth's curvature. Flat water head.
Wrong again, Globehead. Watch me zoom into that boat with my P900. It just disappeared due to the vanishing point of our vision.
Yeah, the AI kind of cut off that last word, so I had to like put it back in. But I'm over it, man. I'm gonna go. Peace.